Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another video. As you guys know, in the last 2 weeks or so, the zombies community and YouTubers have been asking Treyarch and Jason Blundell specifically to give us some confirmation or maybe some hints on the impossible Easter egg from Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3. Again, I think it has more to do with confirming the impossible Easter egg solves, because I myself personally have solved maybe like around at least 10 impossible Easter eggs from Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3, which I think they're amazing. And just to give you kind of like an inside scoop, they have confirmed some stuff with me, which I won't mention. And I think even Jason Blundell, if you look at Black Ops 4, some of his interviews, he has confirmed some of those in those interviews also, because you have to keep in mind Black Ops 4 happened 3 years after Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3, so he did talk in some of those interviews. If you go back and watch it, he did kind of confirm or hint at some more impossible Easter eggs. I guess he kind of saw the success of Black Ops 3 and the impossible Easter egg, how it created a lot of attention. And I guess he wanted to create that attention again for Black Ops 4. So a lot of that was confirmed in there. But, again, fast forward to the year 2023, zombie YouTubers and the zombies community are asking, hey, can we have like some real confirmation? Can we maybe get some more hints just in case all the ones that were solved were not the impossible Easter egg? Maybe there's one even bigger. Again, like I mentioned, I think I've solved maybe like 10 really big ones. But then again, I myself, I don't think it's my duty, and I don't want it to make it seem like I'm backstabbing Treyarch like some of the zombie YouTubers. I don't want to go back and say or confirm what they confirmed with me. I want them to do it, because I don't think, again, it's my place to say what's kind of like confirmed. But again, a lot of people have mentioned recently that Jason Blundell said that it's not stuff that you can data mine, even though unfortunately a lot of stuff got data mined this year. So again, that leads to Jason Blundell, and as you guys know, in September of last year, 2022, he left Deviation Games. I think he had just been there for maybe a year or so, or maybe a couple months at Deviation Games, and then he left. He supposedly formed Deviation Games with Dave Anthony from Black Ops 3, and a lot of the Black Ops 3 Treyarch devs left Treyarch and went to create Deviation Games and work for Dave Anthony. I guess we all assumed that Jason Blundell was a partner. Maybe he was just an employee. Maybe he wasn't necessarily a partner, because if you start a studio with someone, unless they bought him out somehow, but if you start a company with somebody, it's not that hard to leave that company. I know if you're a board member, you can get voted out. Even if you're the CEO, you can get voted out and stuff like that. So maybe all that happened and we don't know. Maybe Dave Anthony said, hey, I'm just going to buy out all your shares, and then we don't want you around. Whatever the case is, nobody knows. So again, this is going to be more about Jason Blundell, maybe where he's at right now. And not necessarily my recommendations, but I guess it is a recommendation, because as you guys know, there's a lot of stuff that happened during Black Ops 4. A lot of it's taboo stuff, that meaning that we shouldn't talk about or shouldn't be spoken, or like almost like a unspoken rule that you don't talk about other people and stuff like that. But we all know that the big zombie YouTubers basically, they don't really do much. They just report on stuff. And again, it goes back to solving impossible Easter eggs from Black Ops 3 and Shadows of Evil. Something that I mentioned when I solved it originally is I'm going to stop giving answers to people, because it kind of, you know, makes them lazy in a way, and then they don't want to do any work, because it's like learning I always use the example of teaching someone the fish versus giving them the fish. As the saying goes, teach a person the fish, you'll eat for a lifetime, or if you fish for a person, you'll eat for a day. I kind of went with that mentality after I solved the impossible Easter eggs. I'm going to maybe show people how to do stuff. I'm going to make my own videos, show people how to do stuff, how to solve stuff, and how Treyarch hides Easter eggs. I'm not going to hand deliver Easter egg solves to people anymore. I've done that really recently, maybe more over on Twitter than anything, not so much on YouTube. I used to tell people, hey, I solved this, Easter egg, and they would talk about it in their videos and stuff like that. But I kind of learned quickly that they're making literally thousands of dollars on your hard work, and they're not doing any work themselves. So I kind of stopped doing that. I said, hey, I'm not giving answers anymore. I just kind of upload stuff, and that's why the zombie YouTubers and maybe even the zombies community, they don't know that all this stuff has been solved. They still think that all these impossible Easter eggs are unsolved. That's why, like I said, Treyarch's not going to come forth. I don't really think Jason Blundell is going to come forth because all this has been solved. It's just that they're not. The answers aren't hand delivered to the zombies community and the big zombie YouTubers like they were in Black Ops 3. And then on top of that, again, Black Ops 4 got crapped on by all the same people that Treyarch invited to the studio. Again, this leads to where Jason Blundell is, and I think if Jason Blundell comes back to Treyarch or Call of Duty or any studio, he should maybe do more of a content creator. I would say maybe like a social media manager or content creator or a streamer manager, because he's great with people. And that, again, that goes into stuff that maybe you don't know about, that were talked about behind closed doors, stuff that may be leaked. But a lot of Black Ops 4 changed because of Jason Blundell. We were supposed to have a continuation of the Ether story. The Chaos story, I mean, people are figuring out now, and they mentioned it in Vanguard, that the Black Ops 4 Chaos story is the Dark Ether story. And I think I talked about it, but if you know the pop culture reference of Black Ops 4 and the Chaos story, it comes from something in pop culture that talks about the Ether and the Dark Ether, and it's the same thing about solving the impossible Easter egg from Black Ops 3, is the fact that you see the pop culture reference and you see how it, I wouldn't say copied, but it's inspired from that. If you know what the impossible Easter egg solve is from Black Ops 3, you'll see how it looks exactly like the pop culture reference and what we saw in Black Ops 3 and Shadows of Evil. You do the same thing with the Chaos story and Black Ops 4, you'll see how everything from the pop culture reference, frame by frame, looks exactly like the Chaos story. I don't know if I've talked about that, but I maybe have to in a little bit. Again, this goes into the same thing. I'm kind of slowly myself letting stuff out again, and it comes to another video that I made a few days ago or a few weeks ago, where stuff that is now, it's people, I want to say, double dipping into the pot, so to speak, where you made money from something in 2018 or 19, now they're trying to double dip and make money from it again. A lot of this talk about impossible Easter eggs, a lot of talk about leaked stuff was already solved and talked about. And I've seen people mention it too. I don't want to mention names or other big channels, but a lot of it is just people double dipping into the pot and trying to cash in on a topic again. I think a best example would be, there was an Easter egg in Black Ops 2's campaign that got solved, like let's say 10 years ago. Somebody last year said new impossible Easter egg solved, but it was already solved like 10 years ago. So it's the same thing. All the talk of impossible Easter eggs in certain topics all have been solved 4 years ago, but now people are trying to just cash in, and it goes with what I've said, where a lot of these big channels don't play the game. They literally don't play zombies. They just want to cash in. They want Jason Blundell to come on their channel. They want, the Treyarch devs to come on their channels and just talk about, like a podcast. Whereas your main income should be playing the game, streaming it, uploading content, making videos, not being upset and mad at Treyarch for not coming on your channel and promoting the game with you, giving you an inside scoop. Again, stuff that happened in Vanguard, stuff that happened in Cold War, people are crapping on those games because they didn't get invited to the studio, or the Treyarch devs, Call of Duty devs, didn't come on their channel, didn't give them an inside scoop, didn't give them an inside story. Again, so the best thing I think is for Jason to maybe go into a content creator manager, or maybe a social media manager. I don't think he is necessarily going to be a good fit as a director, because a lot of stuff got changed by him that ultimately could have been a better game or map or story than what we got in Black Ops 4. Um, Black Ops 3, even, I know, again, a lot of the credit for Shadows of Evil goes to Jason Blundell, but that's actually a Jimmy Zielinski map, which it blows my mind because I know we're in the year 2023, and then maybe another couple years from now, people are going to find out that it was a Jimmy Zielinski map. Maybe Jimmy himself's going to come out and talk about it. Who knows? But Shadows of Evil is originally the Zombies crew and Jimmy Zielinski map. Jason Blundell took it, changed a couple of things, and you got to remember back then people hated Shadows of Evil. They hated some of the maps in Black Ops 3. So I think Jason Blundell is great with people and content creators if he picks the right ones. And then maybe he should go into that field, not necessarily creating the maps and the games and the story. Um, Even though I do love the story of Black Ops 3, if you find out again what the impossible Easter egg was, you'll find out that it comes from a certain story, which I think was great. That was a great idea. But again, I guess maybe the map design wasn't really great, and a couple things weren't really great back then. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys later.